Hello and welcome back. As always, my name is Laser, and today we're gonna talk a little bit about Alarak, the upcoming Heroes of the Storm brand new assassin. The information comes from Gamescom, so it's not 100% detailed, but it should give you a good enough idea of what Alarak is all about. So we're gonna start off, as per usual, with his abilities. First off, Q Discord Strike, 60 mana on an 8-second cooldown. After a 0.5-second delay, enemies in front of Alarak take damage and are silenced for 1.5 seconds. So this is a frontal triangle, as you can see in the little gameplay footage there, with the tip of the triangle going outwards. Normally when you get such effects, the thicker part is on the outside, but this time it gets thinner the further it goes out. Second ability, W Telekinesis, 30 mana on a 12-second cooldown, so pretty hefty cooldown on this one. Create a force, pushing yourself and all enemies hit from the target point toward the targeted direction. Deals damage to enemies. Now this reads a little bit funny and it might be a little bit hard to get your head around it without actually playing it. It's a vector targeting system. You gotta select the start of the skill shot, okay, the origin of the spell, and in which way it will actually go. Think about Misha's W for a second. You know, you always gotta take into consideration Misha's positioning when you use your W ability, your AoE stun. Okay, this is pretty much how you gotta think about Telekinesis. You will select the origin of the spell, where it will start, and you will also select the direction where it will be going. It's gonna require at the very least 2 clicks from you to cast Telekinesis. His E ability is called Lightning Surge, 40 mana, 6-second cooldown on this one. Deal damage to enemies and deal damage to an enemy and all enemies between you and the target. 75% of the damage dealt to enemy heroes is returned as health. So this one is not a it is an AoE effect, however it's not an AoE cast. You're gonna select a target, okay? You're gonna select one target, whether it be a minion or maybe an enemy hero, and between you and your selected target, a lightning will arch, and all affected enemies between you and your target will take the same amount of damage. If you hit heroes, 75% of the damage you dealt with your E will be returned to you as health. Alright, let's move on. Alright, first heroic ability, Deadly Charge on a 60 mana, 45-second cooldown, so pretty low cooldown for a heroic on this one. After channeling, Alarak charges forward, dealing damage to all enemies in the path. Distance is increased based on the amount of time channeled, up to a maximum of 1.6 seconds. Issuing a move order while this is channeling will cancel it at no cost. Taking damage will interrupt the channeling. So it's pretty much what it says. The longer you channel, the more area you will be able to cover. It will deal damage, and that's, well, pretty much it. It can get interrupted rather easily, since if you take any damage, the channel will be stopped. Also, you can stop it yourself if you decide, wait, this is not a good idea. Again, 1.6 maximum, and it appears to cover a pretty decent range. Second heroic ability is Counter Strike, 50 mana on a 30-second cooldown, very low cooldown on this one. Alarak becomes protected and channels for 1 second. Now, before we go any further, this protected thing looked pretty much like how can I say this? Like Medivh's protective shield. Okay, you are immune to damage, from what I saw. However, you are not immune to crowd control. There is a little bit of gameplay footage out there from Gamescom, so that's how I kinda could tell exactly how this protected could work. If an enemy hero attacked Alarak during that time, Alarak sends a shockwave forward that deals damage. But now the thing is, I couldn't really see the telemark of this ability. How big is the actual area of effect of the shockwave? And also the damage it does doesn't seem all that much. It doesn't seem like a lot of damage, but then again, it's only a 30-second cooldown. The trick with this one is, as the spell says, to get attacked while you're actually channeling this one is only a 1-second window. So if nobody attacks you for that 1-second period, you're gonna end up with a 30-second cooldown and no effect from the ability. So something has to attack you while you're actually channeling this 1-second window. So it's gonna be tricky, but again, it's a 30-second cooldown on this one. His trait is Sadism. Alarak deals 100% more ability damage versus enemy heroes. Clear cut, to the point, and you might think is not interesting, but a lot of his talents are around his trait, and you will see what I mean in a second. So let's move on to level 1. Alright, first talent we get without effort for our W ability, Telekinesis. Telekinesis no longer costs mana. Clear cut, to the point. Second talent, Power Conduit. This is for our E. reduces the mana cost of Lightning Surge by 15. So a mana talent at level 1, 2 mana talents actually at level 1. Perhaps Alarak will have some mana issues, I don't know at this point, haven't been playing him myself, and the gameplay footage we have so far isn't really all that conclusive, but we may be forced into mana talents. Applied Force, next talent, reduces the damage bonus of Sadism by 10%, but Telekinesis pushes 20% further, and you're gonna see this theme out through all of his talents, well, most of his talents. You kind of give up a little bit of your Sadism. Again, Sadism increases the ability damage you deal versus heroes, okay, but you're gonna get some more utility. In this case, you're gonna get 20% extra push distance for your E ability. Wait, hold on. Applied Force E reduces the damage bonus of Sadism. Okay, this is actually this is not a talent for our E. This is a talent for our W. E is the Lightning Surge. Okay, so this is a talent for W. It will push 20% further, and you give up 10% on your trait. Final talent, Wide Lightning talent for our E ability, increases the width of Lightning Surge beam by 50%, so it's gonna be 50% thicker. Obviously, this means you're gonna be able to hit a lot more targets. Maybe this would be good not only in team fights but also for some wave clear. Let's move on to level 4. Double Cross, first talent, a talent for our Q ability, increases the range of this Discord strike by 25% and also hits in a line perpendicular to the forward strike. Now you might think, okay, what the hell is this? How can I say this to be super bluntly? You know Kylo Ren? Yeah, you know Kylo Ren for Star Wars, yeah. This makes your Q ability have the telemark pretty much like his sword, okay? You get two perpendicular mini telemarks on the side of your Q ability. I don't know, it looks kind of weird. I really gotta play with this one to actually judge its worth, but anyway, you're gonna be able to hit more targets with your Q ability. Clear, cut, and to the point. Next talent, Reckless Strike Q, reduces the delay of Discord strike by 0.25 seconds, but if it hits an enemy, you become vulnerable, causing Alarak to take 25% more damage for 2 seconds. Now, let's look at our Q ability one more time. Our Q ability, Discord Strike, has an 8-second cooldown, and it silences for 1.5 seconds. That's good, isn't it? But then again, we will have the full vulnerable for 2 seconds from this ability. This is weird. This is a tad of weird talent. Yes, sure, you do get the delay reduced by half, but then again, putting yourself in a vulnerable position such as this, and keep in mind Alarak is still an assassin, he's not exactly a warrior, you know, so theoretically he shouldn't really be able to take that much damage. Yeah, I don't know about this talent. I mean, the bonus it provides seems very little in comparison to the negative part of the talent. Cycle of Discord, another talent for our Q ability, reduces the cooldown of Discord Strike by 2 seconds. If a Discord Strike hits no enemies, the mana cost is refunded and the cooldown reduced by 3 seconds. The cooldown of Discord Strike or Q ability is 8 seconds, so it's gonna be down to 5, and if you missed, you're gonna get the mana cost refunded as well. Another kind of mana-ish talent, or a talent with a mana part to it. Interesting. We might be forced into mana talents, I don't know at this point, but this definitely looks like a trainee talent, okay, like a I'm learning Alarak talent. Probably not gonna pick this one up in the long run. Extended Lightning E increases Lightning Surge range by 20%. Clear cut, to the point. It says the range, okay, so you're gonna be able to stay further in the back line and actually pork this one out, though keep in mind you are a melee assassin, so 20% extra range for RE. Let's move on now to level 7. Chaos Rising, a talent for our Q ability, and this is a quest talent. Each time Discord Strike hits a hero, its damage is increased by 3, up to 45. So we're gonna have to hit 15 heroes to get the max out of it, and we also have a reward. After hitting 15 heroes, increases its damage by an additional 45, so it's gonna double the damage bonus. Notice how it doesn't say anything about if you die, you lose it. Okay, so pretty cool talent here. Again, it will increase the damage of our Q ability. Looks good. To be honest, I think this might be it at level 7. Another quest talent, this one for our E ability, Endless Energy Quest. Heroes hit between you and the victim permanently decreases the cooldown of Lightning Surge by 0.2 seconds up to 2 seconds. So we're gonna have to hit 10 heroes. Once you hit already 10 heroes, again, keep in mind that the actual arch between you and your target, so you can't just cast that on a hero and expect the actual cooldown reduction, okay? You gotta, it's all about the targets in between you and the target, the actual arch. So it's a little bit tricky. Once you hit 10 of these heroes in this manner, you're gonna get a 2 second reduction in cooldown for your E ability. I forgot the cooldown for RE. Hold on, let's check. Okay, it's 6 seconds, pretty low cooldown on this one, so we're gonna get 2 additional seconds. And keep in mind, this quest talent, just like the other one, like Chaos Rising, does provide some sort of benefit while you're actually on the quest. So it's not like not picking up any talent until you finish the quest. Okay, you do get some sort of benefit while you're working on the quest. Final talent at level 7, Thunderstruck, awesome name. Reduces the damage bonus of sadism by 10%, but lightning surge slows enemies hit between you and the victim by 70% for 1.5 seconds. Again, between you and the victim, okay, the actual arch, not your target and not from yourself, not the actual target of your E. That's the point, okay, everybody caught in between. That's kind of the point. 70% for 1.5 seconds AoE, theoretically, okay, it is an AoE at the end of the day. That's pretty huge at level 7. Definitely a pretty nice talent. However, you are gonna have to give up 10% from your trait from sadism, and this, like I said, is a theme for Alarak. You're gonna have to give up some of your traits, some of your ability damage in favor of utility or crowd control. Let's move on. What do we got? Level 10, no, because those are heroics. 13. Psychokinesis. This is a talent. Psychokinesis. I don't know. Talent for our W ability. Increases the damage of telekinesis by 100%. Clear cut and to the point. 100% more damage for telekinesis. Telekinesis is more about the utility, the actual displacement effect, not necessarily about the damage, but there you go. At least for this one, you don't have to give up any portion of your trait. Pure Malice, a talent for our trait. When a nearby allied hero dies, your sadism bonus is increased by 8%, stacking up to 40%. This bonus, sadism, cannot be consumed by Hasty Bargain and is lost on death. What the hell is Hasty Bargain? This is a talent at level 20. Ignore it for now, you'll get it later. So this is very interesting. I rarely, if ever, get to see such talents. This is, my team is doing bad, but I'm getting stronger. Talent. Again, when an allied hero dies, you get 8% bonus to your passive. Once 5 have died, you're gonna max it out, and you do not lose this bonus unless you yourself die. A semi-snowball? It's not even a snowball talent, is it? Can I even call it a snowball talent? Definitely cool, okay? This is like a comeback talent, and we really don't have such thing in Heroes of the Storm. I love it. Okay, I definitely like this one. Then again, if you get a perfect game and you don't get deaths on your team, you're not gonna get much value out of this one. Anyway, let's move on. Dissonance, a talent for our Q ability. It reduces the damage bonus of sadism by 10%, but increases Discord Strike silence duration by 0.75%. Again, we give up 10% from our ability damage versus heroes from our trait, but we increase the duration of the AoE silence on our Q ability by 50%, from 1.5 to 2.25. Final talent at 13, Hardened Motion, talent for our W ability, Telekinesis. Reduces the damage bonus of sadism by 10% again, but Telekinesis slows enemies by 40% for 1.5 seconds. An AoE slow is a big deal. 1.5 seconds is a hefty duration, 40% is a decent amount, and again we have to give up some ability damage versus heroes in order to get additional crowd control. Interesting. He definitely gonna have, I think at least, he's gonna have some build diversity. Let's move on to the final tier level. No, wait, 16 first. Sustaining Power, a talent for our E ability Lightning Surge. Increases the healing you receive from dealing damage to heroes with Lightning Surge by 30%. So looking on how this one reads, it's normally it would heal for 75%. Okay, now it's not, this doesn't mean now that your E ability is gonna heal for 105% of the amount of damage done by your E. It means the actual 75% amount is gonna be pumped up by an additional 30%. So if normally that 75% which your E ability does damage is let's say 100, with this talent is going to be 130, so it's not going to be 105% of the damage from your E. At least this is how this one reads. I might be wrong. Moving on to the next talent, Negatively Charged, another talent for our E ability. Increases damage dealt to enemies hit by the center beam of Lightning Surge by 100%, but does not generate any additional healing. Another give and take talent, and this one does not refer to our trait. Again, the center beam, that the targets between you and the actual victim of your E. It will not apply to the selected target of your E. 100% bonus damage is definitely something. However, you're gonna give up that sustain, you're gonna give up that healing. I'm not sure about this one. We're gonna have to see how much does that actual healing count for, how much does it actually matter for. Next talent for our W ability, Telekinesis, Quick Mind. Reduces the damage bonus of Sadism by 10% and the cooldown of Telekinesis by 6 seconds. Normally Telekinesis is on a 12-second cooldown. This will reduce it by 50%, but again, we're giving up 10% ability damage from our trait versus heroes. Final talent at 16, Projected Force W, reduces the damage bonus of Sadism again by 10%, but increases the range of Telekinesis by 25%. So bigger range for our displacement effect for our Telekinesis. However, again, we're giving up a 10% on Sadism. And like I told you guys, this is a theme pretty much for Alarak. You can get additional crowd control, you can get additional sustain, you can get additional utility. However, you're gonna keep on giving up other things, most likely bonus ability damage from your trait. Now, come on, finally, level 20. Oh, here are the goodies. Counter Strike and Deadly Charge. Alarak gains the ultimate he didn't take at level 10. The second heroic will take over the trait button. Our trait is not an active ability, so it's gonna be placed there. Yes, Alarak is the first hero, to my knowledge at least, that can have both heroic abilities. Again, I guess you can make an argument for ATC with Stage Dive and Death Metal, but it's not really the same. Alarak, however, can have both of his heroic abilities starting at level 20, and that is definitely something. You cannot upgrade one of the two. Okay, the base heroic abilities don't really have an upgrade, however you can have both of them, which is definitely something. Last Laugh, this is an activated separate ability, cooldown 20 seconds, activate to remove all roots, slows and damage over time effects and teleport to the chosen location. But here comes the kicker. Activating Last Laugh will immediately reduce Alarak's health to 1. So this is an escape, okay? This is an I'm getting the hell out of here ability, but you're gonna have 1 HP. So you better make goddamn sure that wherever it is you're gonna be safe there. Any wayward basic attack from a minion is gonna kill you. Anything pretty much is gonna kill you. Or maybe you have somebody waiting by with a shield for you or something like that. 20-second cooldown, very low cooldown, okay? So you're gonna be able to escape a lot of situations, but again, keep in mind that 1 health there is going to be a problem. Hasty Bargain, this is the one on which I told you guys a little bit earlier. Another separate activated ability, and again a 20-second cooldown. Activate to permanently reduce your Sadism bonus by 4% permanently, okay? And reset the cooldowns of your basic abilities. So you get a rewind with a 20-second cooldown. However, every time you use this one, 4% of your Sadism is permanently reduced. So for example, maybe at level 20 you build him like he's got still 80% Sadism, let's say like this, okay? Use this once, you're gonna get 76. You use it again, you're gonna get 72, okay? You're never gonna get that back, that Sadism bonus back. Also the talent which we pick up, that's weird comeback talent, that 40% extra bonus you can get from that cannot be reduced by Hasty Bargain. So you're always gonna get the bonus of that specific talent. And I do believe, my friends, that's gonna do it. I'm gonna start working right now on Zarya. However, I'm still recovering from a pretty nasty bug. I'm gonna thank you guys for watching. Like the channel, subscribe if you enjoy the content, and I'll see you again soon.